Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Northwest RC Adventures. Well, as you can see here, we got ourselves another rig. This is the Jxcrc Delica, Mitsubishi Delica mini off-road van. It's a 124 scale van. When I saw this about a month or two ago, before I buy it, I thought it was really cool. It was something different. I've always been a fan of the Delica vans here in Oregon. I've seen a handful of them here and there. People like to import them and bring them from Japan and drive around here the trails and the mountains and go camping and stuff, which is a really cool thing to do. Being like a van, like all the room and the space and all that cool stuff inside. So yeah, I can't afford a brand new one, a full-size one, but I definitely went ahead and bought this for only $56. What do you think about that? 56 bucks for a nicely detailed RC truck. Now, what I don't know is how good it's going to perform when we go out to the trails and drive it around. But I've seen a few videos about it, and from what I've seen, it does a pretty dang good job. It's got a 3-speed transmission, obviously high, low speed, like neutral. It's got a 4x4 lock differentials. It's got a 4-link suspension, but in a very small package now. Cool, look, the box looks like. You see, the box came in pretty good. Survived the 3 or 4 week trip from China, wherever it came from, and made it here safely. With just minor little dents here and there and around the corners, but thankfully we already know that the box in here is foam, so definitely protected the truck from being crushed or beat up too hard. It came wrapped up really well, like a bunch of like bubble wrap, so it held up pretty well. So yeah, so that's what the front looks like. There's 3 different colors. There's your green and black, your red and black, and your yellow and black. We got the yellow and black. I almost got the red, blue, and the black, but I ended up going for the yellow one now. It just kind of looks more simple. Not as many colors than the other two. So that's the front box. That's the back of the box. There's the side of the box. So it gives you the color right there. There's a little mark right there. It says yellow. So it's a yellow one. Just a lot of Chinese letters everywhere. Very little English to be seen. But the cool thing about that is that it is officially licensed from Mitsubishi. You can see the little tag right there. Officially licensed from Mitsubishi. So yeah, I think it's pretty freaking awesome. Officially licensed Delica. I'm gonna go ahead and open the package up and show you what it looks like. I did open it earlier. I peeked and I looked. I want to see everything was there and nothing was missing. So we should be good. We're all clear. Like it's very the package get like the older, like old school FMS trucks get back in the day. You know, when the FMS first started coming out, they started packing the cars up in foam. They still do that, but they have much nicer foam box back in the day. It was like a silverish foam color box. I'm gonna try to pull this out of here. You can see there's a nice, good, solid foam box inside the big box here. There's that, and here's your simple, very FMS-like instructions. I own a lot of FMS vehicles and a lot of stuff very familiar. I feel like they're probably owned by FMS, but they're just saying for another company and make simpler, cheaper versions of crawlers. So we'll put that there. The box. Jxcrc here. Nice big solid foam box, so there's no way this thing will get damaged unless like something literally falls and just obliterates it. But as you can see, the box came back from China perfectly well. No minor bang to the corner because these are also rounded off, so I'm thinking it just kind of got crushed a little bit. So I open her up, and there she is. Look at that little thing. So nice, guys. Look at that. Beautiful. So it's pretty simple. The truck itself comes with a charger and for the battery. And it's got this very fly skylight transmitter. Very FMSy, as I mentioned earlier. Let's see that. Oh, so slippery, but yeah. It's a more basic version of the Fly Sky, which this is not Fly Sky, it's definitely another brand. But you definitely did a good job trying to copy the FMS Fly Sky controllers. You see here, it's pretty much the same. The cool thing about this is it's easy to drive in one hand, so there shouldn't be any problems there. This is not foam, this is like a textured rubbery kind of plastic, so you can still move it around with your fingers without any problems. It's got the little sticker you gotta remove up here to, you gotta use a little sticker that comes on top of here where you remove it to give it to show it off, which I'll probably do that later on. Right now it's kind of it's tied in there. Probably could put a little something in there eventually open it up, but there we go. Yeah, there's that. Plastic. Looks like. See that? It goes. This is your shifter. So this is where your servo shifter is. So this is a 3-speed vehicle. Now, the cool thing about this, like, let's say control for some reason isn't working very well, and you can't, and let's say this thing went bad or something stopped working, the little truck over here, you see there, has a manual transmission shifter. So right now it's in, I'm not sure what speed it's on right now, but you can actually move this up or down to change the speed on the truck. The only thing that worries me about this is that if you were to go to a trail or there's some rocks, like you might click that, either put you back to low speed or high speed, so that might be kind of an issue. And the ground clearance isn't very good. But you can see here though, 4-link suspension, back and forth. The shocks are friction, they're not oil. They're super tiny. But that's what the bottom looks like. You can see your ESC in there. The motor is actually right back here. The back where my finger is pointing at. So the motor is way in the back somewhere back here. You can see the little cables probably driving around there. There's your transmission, your drive shafts, and of course 4-link suspension. Now the battery is encased in here. So to get the battery out, you gotta open this up. A little switch here. Go down, just comes right off, and there is a battery, which also looks very FMSy from FMS. So yeah, it's interesting. It's 7.4 liter, 7.4 volt to 80 milliamp hour, pretty much what FMS trucks come with, but smaller and more compact size to fit in the gap. Here's your plug. There's the ESC down there. So to plug it in, basically you gotta put this in here, like you would your FMS rigs. Get that in there though, it's a little tight. There we go, it's in. There's your battery, there's your charging port. Now, put it in there. It's not that hard, it goes, fits right in. You see there, easily, no problem. It's a nice little spot to hide it away from the elements and everything. Then your cover basically goes back on there. Can I get in there? It's the first time doing this, so it's new to me. So okay, yeah, there's a little slot right there, so you gotta slide this tab into a little slot, and then you can actually lower it down, see? And you grab this, close it, and it's locked in place. No movement, everything's fine. Got our battery plugged in. So this the rig looks like. It's very tiny, very, very small, Very minimal ground clearance. The suspension feels pretty good and solid. It doesn't feel terrible, but I have a feeling it's not going to be this rock crawler. It's going to be more of a trail truck, so. But it looks really cool. I mean, it's got all these cool little things, like you see here. It's got a faux awning across the side over here. It's got the roof rack, a couple of faux wheel covers, and 2 tires on top. You have a box. Everything says toolbox except that. That's your gas. And that's your toolbox. You got your replacement faux tire covers. It has mirrors, real mirrors. Here's your mirrors. They're really nice. Has a mirror here. It's got another one over here. On this side, it only has the driver's side mirror. On this side. And it's got a lot of lights, like so many lights. And all these lights are functional, which is pretty cool. Got all these lights here. Got your roof rack. All these lights will turn on. So when you turn the truck on, you'll see how cool the all lights turn on. It's got a full interior. You can see there. See a little steering wheel. Probably fit a figure in there. But you might have to kick the whole thing apart to put some money in there. I'll probably do that at some point. Also has a little snorkel right over here. And yeah, the wheels are pretty basic plastic. They don't have any foams. They're very soft, but they feel good. They're very sticky, and they feel nice and grippy. So I think they'll hold up pretty well in most situations. Not a lot of thread going on there, but it might work. The tire is so rubbery and squishy that I think it'll be fine. Your steering servo front. Here's your, I'm sure your servo, your 2-speed servo is somewhere inside the truck somewhere. I'll take it apart, find out where it's at, but it's probably in there somewhere. So yeah, that's pretty much what it looks like. It's really cool to see there's a front end there. You see the lights. There's the back, it's a Delica. It's got a lot of windows, and it's got, you can see into the back there. There ain't much of an interior back there. It's just the stuff that are attached to the body, like the motor mounts and all that good stuff. But it's a really cool little tiny rig. Okay, yeah. Now, I'm sure a lot of people are wondering if you guys can swap these wheels out and tires. No, you can't, unless you have a 3D printer and you can print 7mm hexes to put over these super tiny, like maybe 2mm or 3mm size hex. And you can have to find something to point you guys at here. So it's super tiny. You can see that. I can barely see how small that hex is. That's gotta be maybe like, I don't know, 3mm at the most. So if you want to put some larger wheels on, you're going to have to find, either make your own adapter to be able to fit standard crawler wheels, mini crawler wheels on here. Because it's so small, the X is so tiny, like I really can't fit anything in there. Look how small the X is beside the truck right there. So tiny. The tire feels good, but yeah, if you really can't do upgrades unless you can actually make an adapter to fit larger tires or wheels. I think these are like 1-inch wheels, or maybe just 1.9, 1.8 or 0.9 or 0.8mm wheels. They're very similar to the truck we're going to show you right now when you compare it, and you'll see right now. But yeah, you definitely need to find an adapter. You want to put bigger wheels on this guy. Other than that, the tires feel good. Go ahead and put this back on the truck. We'll bring you a comparison. We'll compare it to my smallest rig. I have an FMS. It's the Camel Trophy. It's the one of the Land Rovers that came out a while ago. They're really nice rigs. Right over here. You can see here. Do some size comparisons. So here's your Camel Trophy. This is 1/24 scale. This is 1/24 scale. So you can kind of have an idea of what they both look like in front of each other. They're pretty close to scale because obviously in real life it is a much smaller van than it would be much smaller than a Land Rover Discovery would be. So for me personally, they match well together. Even though this guy's got really small tires and wheels, but everything else, body wise and thickness, is very very true to scale if you compare two 124 scale rigs from side to side. But you look great. I mean, if you take these out on trail run, they'll look good together. Might be something we'll do eventually. Back, bottom, same idea. Both got 4-link suspension. The only difference is longer and bigger links and oil shocks, better quality stuff. This is more simple, almost toy grade. But yeah, you can see there's not a lot of flex, but it's a 4-link suspension system, so something that most cars would have for the most part. There's the front and the back, both ends. So yeah, they look really good together. Now, as far as scale goes, we're gonna bring out one of our big boys and show you how well both of these, well, mainly this guy, not so much him, will look on our Arctos. We have an Arctos, Hobby Plus Arctos, 1/18 scale obviously, but as it comes to sizes, it's probably the perfect 124 scale hauler because most of the 1/18 cars seem to be a little too big for the size of the front of the truck, of the body, and everything else. But if you put your Camel Trophy truck here, looks really good on there. It pretty much matches kind of the same size and narrowery of the cab compared to the car. It's obviously a slightly bigger truck. Now, get the Delica, put it back there, and look at that. It looks perfect. It's like perfect scale. So yeah, this would be a perfect hauler for your like 124 scale trucks. And that thing looks really cool on top of this guy. So yeah, I like the way it looks. We might haul it over to the we'll probably haul it over to the first run area with this big boy just for fun. We'll see what happens when we get to the running video, which will be here pretty soon. Alright, take this guy out of here. Yeah, so that's all I really have to say, man. I'm gonna go ahead and fire it up, turn it on, and show you what all it does, and we'll be done, and then we'll go take it out for a run and see how things turn out. So I'll be right back. Alright, we are back. Got the battery in. Got the batteries in the charger. I mean the transmitter. These are not like the Fly Skies that have 4 AAAs. This actually has 2 AA's, so you already know it's not a Fly Sky radio. It looks like one, but it's not a Fly Sky radio. Now this one, battery's in. Make sure everything's working fine. We'll go ahead and fire it up. So turn it on. Press your thing here. It can make a little beeping sound when you turn it on. Alright, and then you push this button right here. See? It beeps again, and you just connect it to it. Look at all the lights, man. So many lights. A lot of lights. Lots of lights on this guy. But they're all in the front. There's no lights in the back, just in the front. But there are buckets, I think. Yeah, there are some light buckets back there to put lights if you want to in the back. But as far as lighting goes, yeah, man, this is nice. All lights in the front. No turn signal, which is pretty cool. I can appreciate that. Well, a lot of us get annoyed by turn signal or RC truck when we really don't need them, but pretty cool. Yeah, that's all your lights. Right now, when you on high speed, see, there's your high speed right there. Okay, then we go up to all the way to you can get your switch here, all the way to the front. You can hear it beep. Low speed, right there. Back to high speed. Now that's for the controller. Now you want to go manual. You have to come down here. See where that gets you push this up. It's like a low speed. Now you push this all the way back. For high speed. So if for any reason that doesn't connect to that, it doesn't work, you can actually use a manual shifter to shift it from high to low speed. Put it right in the middle there. That's back to low speed. Alright, middle, back, high speed, middle. Oh, it still goes. So for this only goes front and back. So you go high, you got low, and all the way back is high. For the controller, it's different. If you go right now, we're on high speed. If you go to the middle of the controller, nothing will happen. It will just stay there. Now if you go up one more, it'll be back to low speed. So yeah, you have two options. Like I said, the only thing that worries me if I'm on the trail is that a rock will probably nick that and switch my truck to a high speed instead of a low speed. So that's a little concerning. So I probably recommend putting some tape over it probably to cover or protect it from the rocks hitting on it, because it's very likely that a rock will hit it and push this either back or frontward. So let's say you want to start doing trail with low speed, all of a sudden a rock hits under and all of a sudden your car is going full speed. That means your shifter here got switched by a rock on the bottom side. So the ground clearance is not very good on this guy. It's very low to the ground. I mean, it looks cool and all that, but definitely don't have a lot of ground clearance. So you'll probably be hitting a lot of stuff if you're like in a rock garden, or like even rock garden with small rocks. You might be hitting stuff with it. So yeah, just give you an idea of what could happen if you were on the trail running this little guy around. But as far as drivability goes, let's go back to high speed here. There we go. That's the low speed. Go back to high speed. Oh, it's not connecting. Go back. High speed. There's high speed. It's got a great drag brake. Yeah, and go fast. Pick up and hook it back in. Yeah, drag brake's pretty decent. I think it'll hold up pretty well in most angles. At least if you're going up or down, it won't be rolling back on you. Ooh, almost dropped it. Alright, that's high speed. There's a low speed. Let's go up to here. From front and over here. There's your low speed right there. Okay, that's your low speed controller. That's about as close as you can get it. So it's not bad. Not sure how strong it is. Oh, it's got some torque. Even though it's not a lot of ground clearance, it's definitely pulling its weight. Yeah, the transmission does not cooperate with the shifter here, so this way. Okay, in the middle. Good. Yeah, it's not picking up properly. It's got issues, so I'm not saying it's 100% good get out of the box, so we'll see what happens. You see it's not connecting, it's not moving. What I'm going to do, to use the manual, We'll just go back up, back. Alright. Really, it's working fine. So it doesn't seem to function. I mean, either one works or the other does, so it's kind of a weird thing. So if this stops working, you can just use the manual one and do that way. High speed, low speed. It's working now, it's connecting. So yeah, it's definitely a little sketchy to get it right. It might take some learning to figure the whole thing out, but yeah, yeah, that's pretty much how it functions. So all the functionalities on it. We're gonna check it out and give it a shot, see how it goes on the trail, and we'll go from there. Hopefully, it doesn't break. So kind of freight company will break for a $56 rig. You don't expect anything. So far, it's holding up pretty well. We'll see how it goes. We'll see. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go ahead and take this guy out for a little drive, and we'll see you guys in a little while. See ya.